Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I thought I'll show you a little bit of a behind the scenes. Basically I filmed this little advert for Mindful Chef a couple of months ago, and today I want to show you, how I've done that basically. Just to give you a little side note, I filmed this video all by myself at home in my flat with one camera, 2 lights and a tripod, so it's been quite interesting to create this. Today's video is actually sponsored by Skillshare, and as you might know, I originally come from a portrait photography background, and everything that I know in food photography has all been completely self-taught. And this is where Skillshare has already come in for me multiple times, because they've got multiple amazing courses on food photography, on editing. I've even taken some on video editing and social media marketing. They have amazing courses on there and I can only recommend it. There's a link in the description for you guys and you can get 2 months off with that link, your first 2 months. I really hope you enjoy the courses on Skillshare, but now let's get on with the video. So here's me setting up my setup for this little video shoot. I actually put my camera, my phone on a little tripod on the side, just to kind of film a little bit of a behind the scenes. I didn't necessarily intend to make a behind the scenes video of this, but for some reason I just thought it would be interesting to just capture a little bit of footage of me shooting here. As you can see, I'm working with my camera on a tripod here, and this is quite an inexpensive camera. If you want to know a little bit more about what equipment I use, just check out my videos either on my home studio setup or on my equipment declutter, where I show you pretty much everything that I own equipment-wise. In this case, I was just setting up for one of the first shots, and I was actually taking some videos of me opening the box from the top, just to kind of show how the box opens and what's inside the box. I use this massive overhead tripod that I have. This is usually a light stand, but it actually screws on my camera as well. So for something where the camera has to be so high up, just to be above the table and everything as well, this is just super handy to have. It's the biggest tripod I have, and also probably the most expensive one. I also have a smaller tripod, which I'm setting up here. With that, I used that one for some shots from the side and from the front. And I've basically just tried to film every action multiple times and from different angles, just so that I have a lot of different footage to work with when I would edit it together. I used a manual focus throughout this video just because I didn't want my camera to randomly focus between different items in the frame. So funnily, you can actually see a little piece of tape that I put onto the table here, which was just my indicator to where the back of the box needed to be put down for the front to be in focus. And little things that you do just to get something right. And afterwards, I actually moved that piece of tape outside of the frame on the right-hand side so that you wouldn't see it when I edit it. Most of my footage for this advert I've also filmed in 60 frames per second, which basically just ensured that I could slow it down and make a slow motion out of the clips. And you can actually see me practice cutting open the box here before I actually go and cut it. Let me show you what all of these sequences of opening the box looked like in the final version. Then I added in a little bit of sound design just to make everything come to life. In my table setup, I actually filmed a bunch of shots for the preparation for all of the ingredients as well. These were mostly close-ups, though I experimented with a few different shots. Often took some close-up and some a little bit further away. Again, just to have enough footage to cut together in the end. As you can probably imagine, filming all of these little clips pretty much took forever. Because whenever you need to change something, you need to change the tripod, you need to change the location of the camera. Sometimes I had to change the lenses. What I tried to keep the same was the lighting setup, and I tried to film most of the stuff that I needed to film on the table or in one go, just so that, the lighting wouldn't change and so that I could just use the setup whilst I had it there. I've also experimented and took a couple of shots with a little slider, but as you can tell, it's a little bit wobbly. So I filmed these also in 60 frames per second so that I can slow them down into slow motion and still make them nice and smooth clips afterwards in the edit. There were also a couple of clips with me in them, and it was quite tricky to focus them. They didn't make it into the final cut, but I thought I'll still show you how I managed to focus them. I basically used a phone tripod and popped it exactly where my face was going to be, and focused on the tripod, and then popped it away and went into that space. And especially when you're by yourself and the camera's set up and the tripod, it sometimes takes a couple of different tries until you manage to actually get yourself into the frame. All of the actual cooking steps were filmed in my kitchen on the stovetop, and in order to film that I used one of my big lights and also this mini tripod and a small LED light in this little setup, just to kind of give the light a little bit more depth and make it look a little bit more exciting rather than just the light from the front. I filmed a lot of slow motion close-ups in the kitchen here, and on this occasion I'm actually using a bottle in my saucepan to figure out where I need to focus for the rice to be drizzling into the pan. So I actually drizzled the rice in first into an empty pan, and then filmed the clips of adding the water and the salt afterwards. Honestly had so much footage from shooting this one video. I think it took me an entire day just to film it, and then about a day and a half to get to the final edit afterwards. Editing is definitely one of the most time-intense parts of making a video like this. I think I had about 7 or 8 different versions. First like a cut, and then a color grade, and then adding sound effects, adding the music, adding a voiceover. Yeah, you can probably tell. Anyways, I'm not going to hold back from showing you the final version now. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and enjoy. I absolutely love using Mindful Chef. Not only are their meals healthy and super convenient, but they also include new recipes every single week and inspire me to try new and exciting dishes in my kitchen. With simple steps, the Mindful Chef recipes are super easy to follow, and it goes to show that you don't actually need to be a master chef to create something really delicious. This vegan teriyaki tempeh with kimchi fried rice was definitely right up my street, and I'll surely be recreating this one again. Simply delicious.
The only people in the house were my grandparents. I was on the computer because I couldn't sleep. I'd been recently vacated due to the passing of one of the residents. Someone must have been through to clear out the recently deceased's belongings. I locked the door and resumed my patrol. Next hour the door is open again. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell?